Hello and welcome, guys. I am Maurice Witherspoon. I am the director and creator of Lunar 5. Today is our really first podcast that we're doing. We're going to keep talking about the making of the Lunar 5 project, all the kind of milestones that we've had over the way. We'll talk about the pipeline that we put together as well. But a little bit about myself. I work as a paramedic is my day job. I've been working in EMS since 1997. I've always had a love for animation. Ever since I was a child, I just drew to it. It was something that was special to me to see how someone can take paper and a pencil and create an emotion from an audience that could make them cry or make them laugh. One of the things I remember is me and my brother Corey. He's a few months older than me. But we went to go see 101 Dalmatian. And the scene where Cruella Duvel was driving her car and she was driving it crazy and went underwater and came back up. We laughed so hard that I felt like I peed on myself, and I probably did. But we laughed so hard, and I kept saying, like, this is somebody drawing something on paper, and it has made me laugh so hard. Or the emotions of, seeing Bambi's mom get killed, or any of those things. And I just was fascinated. I was like, I would love to be able to do that. So back in high school, I let my art teacher, but he always knew that I wanted to do animation. So he suggested that I order this book, and I remember I ordered the book, and it's called the Animators Workbook, and that was life-changing. It was so important to me, and he knew that it was so important to me that I remember he brought it to my Spanish class, which was in Spanish, and he says, this book, I had to make sure I hand delivered to you. And I never forget, it was in 1994, believe it or not. But that started with my my desire to animate, especially starting in 2D. Once I moved to New York City for a while, I had a great mentor who was an animator, and he was teaching me some of the techniques, and it was just a really cool time for us. We would spend weekends together to work on animation. And I never forget the first time I drew a character. It was a female who was walking across the screen, and she had this long hair, and I made her hair flip, and she just walked across the screen. And I never forget when we hit play, after we did all those drawings, I hit play, like my friend, my mentor, he just screamed like, whoa! Because he was like, it's like a baby was born. And it really was, like, to see something that you drew to come to life. And so ever since then, I said, okay, I'm going to make animation. I want to make captivating stories. I want to do original stories. I want stories that I made up, or stories that are based off of someone's life that I really feel is important. So one of my first animated projects I ever did was called Kwamiko. Starts with a K. I loved the story idea. It was very weird. And it ran for about maybe an hour. So that was my first animated story. And I can't believe I had over 500 people come out to a theater to watch that film. And I was so proud of it, and still sort of proud of it till this day. More proud of all the people that helped me put it together. But the animation was horrible. It was, I said, I can't believe I didn't charge people, but people sat there for an hour and watched that. Oh, and don't go back looking at it on YouTube, because I mean, I've gotten better since then. But it was just, now that I think about it, it was crazy. But it also helped me to see that, hey, you can do something that can start captivating audiences. We had a huge team that helped me on that first project. So when I did my second animated film, I felt a little bit better about it, and I based it off of someone's life that really inspired me. So I had about maybe 500 or 600 people come out for that premiere as well. And what was funny about that is that I turned into a musical, so I had to write probably 9 songs for it. I had to animate it, had to do all these things. I had wonderful friends who they're so trusting. They just jump in on a project. They don't even know what it's going to be. And they're like, yeah, I'll do the voice or I'll sing the song. So I'm very appreciative of them. That ended up being about 37 minutes long. And even though the animation was better than my first one, it still was very, very cringy, kind of a little bit, the animation. Anyway, with that being said, I wanted to start my animated project of a sci-fi series. So I started Lunar 5, and this was during COVID, so we had plenty of time to work on it at home and things like that. And I just remember I started writing a page, and it just kept coming, these ideas, the characters' names. It didn't become real to me until I sent it off to have professional actors like read the lines or do the lines for the characters. Then it really helped me see the vision that I wanted to do. So I had to move from Daz Studio, which is what I was using for animation. A lot of props out to Daz because I used them from like 2006 and, was getting really good at it. But then I saw that Unreal Engine was a really, really amazing software to use for animation. I opened it up and I closed it because it was too complicated and I was getting too frustrated. So then I got iClone, and iClone was really great. I mean, it had a really smooth process. The only thing is the characters didn't look as real as I wanted them to look, the skin texture and things of that nature. So I said, I'm going to learn Unreal. So I took a class. It was a few months. I took a class where they taught you the basics of Unreal and kind of help you with lighting and cinematography, all these different things. Very appreciative to that class for helping out. But then I realized that, I knew enough about Unreal that I could probably start this series, well, season 2 in it. So I did. I started season 2. But the only thing is the animation was lacking something. And I was using Mixamo animations. I was doing some keyframing. I also did some Rococo because I got a Rococo suit. And it was great. It's still something missing. And I realized I've been doing this all by myself. I've never had anybody else helping me on the animation side. So I said, you know what? I'm going to turn my studio into a actual animation studio. I want to hire animators. I want to hire cinematographers. I want to hire all these different people because I really believe in the story of Lunar 5. And I said that I want to really make this something great and not just put it to the wayside and say, well, I did all I could. So I was in the middle of season 2 when I decided to do this. So I'm going to open the studio, a time when no one's opening studios. People are closing studios and laying people off, and I'm out here putting out a want ad for animators. So on LinkedIn, I said, okay, I'm going to see if I can get hopefully, 10 animators that can help me with this. I put the advertisement out there, and 2,000 responses later, I chose about 34 animators to help me on the project. And even from that time, it grew to about 50 or more animators that were working on parts of the series for me. My hat goes off to them, and they stuck with me, and that was just an amazing thing because I had never been a studio before. I didn't know pipeline. I didn't know that they worked off of storyboards because I just did it off of the whim, and the structure that was needed for them, the structure that was needed for an animation studio. That's something that I just learned, guys, and I had to learn very quickly. Thankful to my animators. They just stepped up, and like one guy started doing what a producer does, and he didn't really ask. He just said, here, let me organize this for you. Blah, 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 blah. Here's this chart. Here's that. Let's Discord. Oh, that's a mess. Here, let's put these in categories. If it wasn't for them, guys, we would not have even gotten to this point. It is amazing what talent there is out there, and I am so appreciative of the team that came on to Salvavida's animation studio and turned it into a studio. And I'm so appreciative of that. And I really do hope that there's more things that we can produce for you guys, especially with this series. We have we have like about 5 episodes that we're doing now, and we are having a new season 3 in pre-production. And so we have a lot more that we want to do. There's other animated projects we want to do as well. We're just trying to get this off the ground, get as many people's eyes on it, get the support that we need, the financial support. We even applied for a Epic Games mega grant, and I hope we get it. We'll find out soon. But yeah, this has been a journey, and this is the first of many podcasts that I'm going to do. I just wanted to start with a little behind the scenes about myself, how I started, and just growing up in a small town. I'm in Kentucky, USA. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, but you gotta say Louisville, Kentucky if you're from there. But anyway, but I grew up mostly in Bardstown. And Bardstown is a small town about 45 minutes south of Louisville. It's the bourbon capital of the world. So if you ever look up bourbon, this is the world headquarters for bourbon. But I grew up there, small town, never thinking that I could really do anything, and yet now I'm able to share animation across the world, share animation with animators who have been in, Pixar or been in Sony studios or other studios that are out there making great series, and to actually be able to have them on my team has been amazing, and I'm so thankful for that. So I didn't want to make this video super long. Sorry, it's about 11-12 minutes, but I did just want to share my journey, and we're going to share more of our journey as we go forward. And once again, thank you again for tuning in, and tune in for our next episode. We're going to keep them coming out. All right, we'll see ya.